Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a birthday card for you, and this one is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be using this stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh, and this is called Party Days. And I'm going to start by ink blending my background, and I'm actually going to make a birthday themed card, but I'm going to make a flat shaker card for the first time. I have been seeing these around and on other crafting channels here on YouTube for a while, and I have been wanting to make one, but I have not got a chance to. So I finally made a flat shaker card, and I am going to go ahead and share it with you today. But first, I'm going to blend the panel that is going to go inside of my flat shaker card. So I'm just taking 3 different Distress Oxide inks, all in the same tone. So I'm going with pinks, and I'm just blending them across the background. So as you can see, I'm going to be creating a slimline card. A lot of these elements would be perfect for a slimline card. I'm going to be using the 3 squares from the stamp set, but the balloons and the cupcakes would also be perfect. And then I do go ahead and put the balloons on the inside of the card. So what I'm doing right now is just spraying some water onto the background to give it a distressed look, and just add some water splatter to it to have that ink react with the water. And I just love how it looks. So this is a sticker sheet set that I saved from my kiddos. They have a bin of stickers and a little sticker book. So I decided to save a bunch of the packaging, and this one is actually perfect for a slimline card. I actually just slipped it right in, and now I'm going to fold the edges down, and I'm going to be using some score tape for this. So some double-sided adhesive, and I just folded it down, put some tape on, folded it over, and made sure that all of the edges were taped over. There is probably a few different ways that you could do this, but you would want a strong adhesive, and you want to make sure that all of the sides are closed so that you have no sequins or glitter falling out, of course. So what I decided to do as well, to have an extra layer of protection for nothing to fall out, I go back in with some Scotch tape that is clear, and then I also did put my anti-static tool in there just in case, so that nothing stuck to the sides. And then I'm just grabbing out some of my sequins, and I'm going to put it in there. And yeah, this is just too fun. Like, when I was watching other people do this, it looked pretty fun, but I could have got distracted and just played with this for a long time. It was so fun to play with, and I definitely need to try this technique again. So just kept on adding these sequins until I was happy with the amount, and you can definitely add glitter and different elements as well. So yeah, you can see it start to shake around, and then I'm just adding a few more. And then I go ahead and add some of these Sizzix gold elements, and then I'm going to close it up so that none of those sequins come out. And then this is where I come in with the clear tape, just to give it an extra seal. Nobody is going to see the back of this, so it doesn't need to look pretty. You definitely do not see it. And then I trimmed off carefully any extra pieces that were maybe hanging over, but I didn't want it to break. So then I'm going to go ahead and stamp out the 3 images that I said I was going to do. So I'm going to be stamping out the cake, the hedgehog, and the square balloons. And I'm just stamping those in Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I'm going to go ahead and color them with Spectrum Noir markers. Those are my go-to coloring methods. For the most part, I will have everything listed down below in the description box. If you are curious and want to know more about the products that I am using today, you can definitely check them out down there. And yes, so let's get into the coloring. And so it wasn't any really crazy coloring, just simple coloring, adding a little bit of color here and there, sticking to that purple kind of theme and that pink theme. And then I added some gray around the edges. So now I'm adding that gray around the edges just to make the edges stand out a little bit more. And then I blend them out a little bit, and now I'm ready to cut these out and get them ready to go on to the card panel. I really love the flat shaker card and that you are making the card elements on top of the panel. It just brings a whole different thing to the whole card making. There's so many different techniques out there, and there's so many different fun ways you can create a card, and it's just so fun to try new techniques. And yeah, I definitely want to make another flat shaker card if I remember. So just getting these 3 elements cut out, ready for the card. And yes. So what is one technique that you have seen other YouTube crafters do, or you've seen a card in your favorite Facebook group? What is a technique or product that you really want to try, but you just keep forgetting about? Or maybe you have something in your craft room that you picked up a while ago and you just haven't got to it yet. What is that technique or item that you really want to try, that you need to pull out? Let me know in the comments below, and definitely try and do that as soon as you can and explore and create and have fun with creating. So all of those images are cut out, and I'm just arranging them on the card panel, figuring out where I want them to go across the panel. And then I'm going to go ahead and create the sentiment for this. And I just went ahead and pulled out a birthday set that I have that is no longer available, but you could use any birthday sentiment here. You could even say like celebrate or anything birthday themed, because I feel like this is a birthday. It could also be like graduation though, or something as well. You could definitely switch it up for your occasion. So I'm just going ahead and adding the happy birthday sentiment from the stamp set that I had onto some vellum, because I did not want to lose any elements in this shaker card, and I just thought it would look really cool against the flat shaker card. So stamping that in some Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I'm going to move quickly and I'm going to heat set this with some clear embossing powder. So that it stands out and it just adds a little bit of extra touch to it. And I love doing this on vellum because it just seals it a little bit more and just adds to the clear effect. A little bit more shine. So cutting the sentiment out so that there's no extra vellum, and that the sentiment is the focal point, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down to the card. Getting it all done. Really love how the sentiment just stands out. All right, so I went ahead and used the double-sided tape again just to make sure that it was on there. I did not know how the liquid glue would adhere to the plastic. I'm sure it would be fine, but for this card in particular, I decided to just go with the foam tape, or the double-sided tape, because it was already out and I knew that it was going to stick for sure. And I did go ahead and use a piece of that as well on the vellum. You barely see it, and I'm totally fine with the little bit that you see. I feel like you're going to be super distracted with the flat shaker card anyways, so it's not going to matter, because I was definitely distracted with the flat shaker card. I made this for a friend, and I had a lot of fun with this, and she thought it was pretty fun too. So I'm just adding the Memento tuxedo marker to the edges here just to finish off these squares and just kind of make them look more finished. And then I'm going to adhere these pieces down. And then I will be able to go ahead and add in the final details and then add this to my actual card base. Just making sure they're all straight and right in the same position, and then had to play a little bit with this flat shaker card, of course. All right, so as you can see, I'm going to adhere this down to the card base, and I will show you at the end how I added in the balloons on the inside. So I used a lot of that double-sided tape here because I wanted to make sure that this was going to stick down, that it was not going to come off. So I covered this in the double-sided tape. As I experiment more with this technique, I will definitely see what I need and all of that. But this is what worked for me when I attempted my first flat shaker card. I actually really liked making it. I get really intimidated by shaker cards because there's just so much that goes into them and stuff always gets stuck to the sides, like no matter what I do. So a flat shaker card kind of eliminated some of those problem areas in a more bulkier shaker card for me. So if that's something that you struggle with shaker cards, but you really like the idea of shaker cards, definitely try out a flat shaker card because it can be a better situation, maybe. That's at least what I found. So getting that tape on here, I probably didn't need this much, but I was wanting to be safer than sorry. I have never adhered plastic like this. So yeah, as my kids go through their sticker sheets, I'm like, no, mommy needs to keep that in her drawer. Why not? I love recycling, and I have a series here on my YouTube channel, Recycle With Me cards. So this is just another way to include recycling in my cards as well. So just cutting down some of the extra pieces, making sure that I do not cut any holes, and then I'm going ahead and using some tweezers to take off the backing on the double-sided tape, and this works amazing. If you do not have a pair of tweezers and you are using this kind of tape, go ahead and pick some up, because I saw somebody do this in one of their videos, and my son had a pair of tweezers in his craft area for his melting beads, perler beads, and I borrowed them for this video, and I was like, this is so much easier than trying to peel it off with your finger, and it was so much faster. So I went ahead and picked up my own pair as well. So yes, please, definitely a great hack if you have not tried it out before. So this is the last piece, and it's going to come up, and then we're going to keep on moving. Sometimes you still have trouble with it, but once you get it, it's super fast. All right, so adhering this down to the card base, getting it into position, and then that will finish up the card. I will show you the inside where I decorated as well. So here is the fun, everything shaking around. So fun. And as you turn it all of the different ways, it moves more and you get different movements from all of these sides. And then there's the inside. I colored it off camera and I added some clear glue over it to give it that glossy look. And it did come through a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and add another piece of paper over that, and that will be the card. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to share my crafting journey with you and inspire you to create your own creations. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.